Cal Poly students are welcome in Santa Barbara this Halloween weekend. Coming up, we tell you just how they're planning to ward off visitors.
This weekend, all 10,000 seats are expected to be full in Santos Stadium, and these students who stood in line for hours will fill 6,000 of those seats.
A Cal Poly student gets paid to do what he loves. Find out what extreme sport is paying the bills.
Broadcasting from Studio 300 on Cal Poly's campus, you're watching Mustang News.
Hello and welcome to our 30-minute broadcast of Mustang News. I'm Mariah.
And I'm Citlaly Santos. Mustang News starts now. Registration for Cal Poly students is going to change this upcoming summer. Students who have completed more of their academic progress will now get to register first. Registration will no longer be based on a student's last name and the order that it appears in the registration rotation schedule. This new program does have some exceptions. It won't apply to graduate students, graduating seniors, or students with special circumstances.
Use your Poly Planner. It's actually mandatory that you use the Poly Planner, and if you don't, it may negatively impact your registration appointment, regardless of how much of your EAP percentage is completed.
For more information, students can contact the Office of Registrar or the Mustang Success Center.
UCSB has once again made it clear they want Cal Poly students to stay put and slow this weekend. Every year, university promotes a Keep It Safe, Keep It Local campaign meant to prevent overcrowding in Isla Vista. The crowding usually a result of out-of-area students coming to Ivy for the weekend. Last year, more than 90% of arrests and violations were from out-of-area individuals. UCSB's campaign creates more parking restrictions and increases law enforcement. UCSB police are bringing in over 100 additional officers, including ones from other UC campuses, to keep the area safe. If you're planning on heading down for the weekend, keep these changes in mind.
The Multicultural Center is only a week away from hosting their annual Dia de los Muertos event in honor of the Mexican holiday happening this weekend. The annual MCC event that celebrates the lives of lost ones will take place at the UU Plaza from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. The altar competition on the steps of the UU, a performance from Ballet Folklorico, and Sugar Skulls are all to honor the traditions of the celebration. However, MCC co-coordinator Ricardo Ortega said the altar theme is meant to be inclusive for all students.
We want it to be very visible, and we want other people from other ethnicities to kind of ask what this is about and understand the reasoning behind it.
The altar theme for this year is Everyday Heroes. If you want to participate in the competition, you can email the MCC.
Male students who are focused on leadership, academics, and service have an opportunity to become a founding father of a new fraternity coming to campus. Delta Tau Delta is now in the interview process to find about 70 men to form the first class of their brotherhood. The recruitment process will continue for the next 4 weeks. After 2 or 3 interviews, students who meet the fraternity's values and standards will be extended to an invitation to join.
So we're looking for men who are leaders on campus that are involved in other things, that do well academically, that care about being here and getting an education.
The fraternity will be fully integrated into the Greek community next month and will be part of IFC Recruitment Winter Quarter. Students interested in joining Delta Tau Delta can visit their tent at the UU Plaza this week or Dexter Lawn during the next 3 weeks.
Cal Poly families got a first-hand feel of Mustang pride during Parent and Family Weekend. The weekend is set up to give families an inside look at the university's Learn by Doing approach to education and to give a taste of the current campus culture. Parents were able to visit academic departments to see inside classrooms, tour the campus, and see students in their element with performances like the Ensemble Showcase concert at the Performing Arts Center. Families also got a chance to see what entertainment at San Luis Obispo has to offer.
Love all the spirit, love the performing arts. They have the rock wall. One of my all-time favorites is the farmer's market.
School spirit reached its peak during the tailgate at Richard O'Neill Green, where students and parents were able to have fun and support the football team before the big game, where the Mustangs beat the Montana Grizzlies 41-21.
Coming up after the break. Have you ever been told your head is in the clouds? Well, the computer science department may have a class for you.
Find out what Cal Poly students and faculty did to support a Mustang alumni.
Heart heart disease affects 1 in every 3 women in America, but you can fight back. There's no time to lose. Mothers, sisters, daughters, families, and friends, it's time to shout louder, stand stronger, and demand change.
Let's go!
To the Batmobile. Dang it.
To the invisible jet.
Dang it.
Together, we can put an end to heart disease. It's time to go red for women.
I could use your help.
Yeah!
Learn more from the American Heart Association at www.goredforwomen.
Be a parent. It doesn't matter how you play, what you wear, how you dance, or even what direction life takes you. You just need to be there. You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of teens in foster care don't need perfection. They just need you.
Really? Buzz, what's up, man? You left some leaves burning out here.
Yeah, I just came in just for a second.
Come on, man. If it's too hot to touch, it's too hot to leave. You could torch the whole neighborhood.
It's a good point there, Smokey.
9 out of 10 wildfires are caused by humans.
Only you can prevent.
Maybe he's really focused.
Hey, Michael. Michael. Maybe he likes spinning the wheels.
Maybe he just loves trucks.
Maybe he's just being a boy.
Preoccupation with objects is one early sign of
Radish, the new salad bar opening inside Chow, will be the only on-campus restaurant to use Cal Poly produce in their ingredients. Starting next week, students who run the crops unit will be packaging and delivering avocados and grapefruit to the new restaurant. Max Pasuilo, the processing manager at the crops unit, is hopeful the restaurant will continue to buy produce. They alternate through the seasons, and is happy to see the restaurant show some school loyalty.
Because I've always wondered why Cal Poly restaurants don't buy Cal Poly produce, since it's available here, and now it's good that actually people sought us out, and we're going to be selling to them.
Cal Poly grown crops still sell at Campus Market and Campus Village.
Students and parents of Cal Poly raised over $2,000 this weekend for Cal Poly alumni. The 1980 championship football player Dale Barthel was diagnosed with ALS in August 2012 and is now limited to movement in his fingers. The Barthel family worked together with Cal Poly and President Armstrong to put on an ice bucket challenge to raise awareness and collect donations for the ALS Foundation.
This whole thing is kind of just for him to show him that, that Cal Poly still supports him and that, we're here for him, and yeah.
The Mustang football team completed their challenge on the football field Friday, while Cal Poly Greek members did theirs at the tailgate Saturday from 2 stories. Shirt that sported Barthel's name and his old football number were sold for $7 to also help raise money. The 2 ice bucket challenges were shown on the big screen at halftime for Saturday's football game and can be found on Cal Poly's YouTube channel.
Students are able to host their own public program in the Kennedy Library. The Open Science Cafe project allows students to put on a program that comes from their ideas. The proposal does not have to be related to science. The winner from last year's contest, Ali Albiani, brought Steve Duenas to speak at the event. Duenas is a New York Times graphic director, and he talked about how data journalism can be used to tell stories.
Really, it's up to the students. They submit their proposal, we evaluate them, and then we work closely with the students to put on that event.
Applications are due by December 1st. The winner gets a budget of $3,000 for the event and a $500 stipend.
Cal Poly's Gender and Equity Center wants students to raise their self-confidence by having a positive body image. Students who don't feel comfortable with themselves often go to extremes in order to fit in. Having a negative body image can cause people to have problems like eating disorders, anxiety, and depression. The Gender and Equity Center held a workshop that encouraged people to let go of those negative stereotypes.
And to educate people how gender is different from biological sex, and how people don't have to fit into the classic man box, women box to be respected as people.
For future events, students can visit the Gender and Equity Center inside the University Union.
Today, as part of the Clothesline Project, students are decorating shirts and hanging them across Dexter Lawn to make visual testimonies to stop sexual assault. Safer organized for Cal Poly to take part in the project that originally started to bring awareness to stop violence against women. Although Safer follows some original guidelines, student volunteer Yenny Zaldivar said the project is open to anyone because the whole point of the project is to establish a community.
Like the Cal Poly way, like if you really want to establish a community, like we want to be a community that really supports everybody, and even going to like the harder issues, I think is important too.
The t-shirts will hang until 3 p.m. today.
The Computer Science Department has a new class for cloud computing. Understanding the cloud has been one of the biggest questions for an everyday person. There are so many cloud services such as Dropbox, Google Drive, Box, and the list goes on. Computer Science Department has been recently attempting to bring in industry partners for specific courses. Jay Schultz, a software designer engineer at Workday Incorporated, will be co-teaching the cloud computing class with Professor John Clements.
As far as the cloud computing class goes, really at this point it's fairly open-ended. I think we're going to be introducing students to a bunch of different technologies. Hopefully the students are going to be having a good time and building solutions to particular problems that they have in mind.
If you have any more questions about the class, drop by the Computer Science Department for more information.
We're going to take a live look at the Cayucas Pier.
Well, it looks slightly overcast today, but hopefully that wears off later on.
Yeah, I'm sure that beach is going to see a lot of visitors this holiday weekend.
And after the break, we'll have Julian Delgadio in the studio with your weather.
For those dealing with the daily struggles of caring for a loved one, we hear you. That's why AARP created a community with experts and other caregivers to help us better care for ourselves and the ones we love.
Preventing wildfires. That's all Smokey wants for his 70th birthday.
Up, college is hard. Down, those books are heavy.
My sport is football, but my passion is education.
Right up here.
So every year I take promising high schoolers on a college tour
Lights there, darts there.
to show them that higher education means a brighter future. My name is Nnamdi Asamoah. I don't just wear the shirt, I live it.
You can be a reader, tutor, or mentor too. Take the pledge at liveunited.org/volunteer.
Thank you, dear. Oh, you're very supple, just like I was at your age. Back then, I was a sex expert. Used to call me the buttered biscuit. I know about birth control, too. So you can ask me anything, baby.
Bedsider.org has birth control information and a lot more. And it's...
Have you had sex in this car?
Welcome back. It looks like there's a possibility for rain this weekend. Julian Delgadio has more along with your Halloween forecast.
Thanks, guys. How's it going out there, Cal Poly? And a happy Halloween to all of you. Let's take a look at our weather for today. We're going to have a high of 82 degrees, low of 55, partly cloudy out there with winds really dying off, kind of low with 11 miles per hour. And if you're going out tonight, don't forget to bring a sweater. And moving on to our headlines, there's an 80% chance of showers over the weekend. So, you know, it's going to put a little damper on your holiday spirit, but don't let that keep you from going out and having a great time. And it's going to be cooling down a lot at night with light winds with moderate humidity. So, like I said, don't forget to bring an umbrella and incorporate to your Halloween costume. And looking at our 5-day forecast, on Thursday, it's going to be 82 degrees, mostly sunny. Little clouds out there earlier this morning and dropping down to 55. Friday, though, Halloween, it's going to shower, so don't forget to bring that umbrella because your costume will get wet. And dropping down to a low 54. Moving on to Saturday, it's going to be cloudy again, high of 66 and a low of 50. On to Sunday, the UCSB Cal Poly game, going to be sunny and perfect weather at 72 degrees and coming down to a low 48. As for Monday, it's going to be sunny, 77 degrees with a low of 48. Moving on to next week, it's going to look great. Coming back to our Central Coast, up north, in Paso Robles, it's going to be 73 degrees. Moving on down a little bit to Atascadero, 71. By the beaches, 77 in Los Osos, 79 in Avila Beach. Moving on inland to San Luis Obispo, it's going to be in 82 degrees. And a little down south of that, Arroyo Grande, 77. Same in Nipomo, 77. And all the way down to Santa Maria, 76 degrees. And that about wraps it up for weather this fine Thursday afternoon. Go on and have a great time out there this holiday weekend. Thanks, guys. Back to you at the desk.
Looks like it's going to be great conditions for surfing here in San Luis Obispo, and there's one individual harnessing it to his advantage.
Matt Elsasser is a junior at Cal Poly and juggles his classes with an interesting extreme sport. Kite surfing is a sport that combines the aspects of wakeboarding, windsurfing, surfing, paragliding, and gymnastics into one extreme sport. Elsasser has many sponsors, including Citlaly, a Swedish company that produces products for active families, outdoor enthusiasts, and professional athletes. He has an active group of 5 to 6 of his friends that go out and actively kite surf here in San Luis Obispo.
So what got me into kite surfing was my parents. They always had me in the water when I was a kid, and then I look back at it and I think 5 years ago, if I had looked at myself now, going to school and being paid to kite and everything, that would seem pretty amazing to me.
Elsasser's next project will be filming a video with Garrett McNamara, known for surfing the world's largest wave.
Only a handful of tickets are left. We'll tell you what to expect at Sunday's Blue-Green rivalry game.
Cal Poly's men's basketball held a dunk contest. Ashley DeVrin will show you who the winner is. She has your sports coming up next.
I've come up with the family emergency plan.
Great. What is it?
It's difficult to talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do?
You won't.
I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
And me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about who to call, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for
Danse, balance la cadence, ondule bien tes hanches, au bal du dimanche. Danse, que la fête commence, dans ma belle robe blanche, je suis ton chou.
You didn't give up on sex, don't give up on birth control either. There are more methods than you think. Find yours at bedsider.org.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Oh my goodness. I like discovering new things. You get to see what works for you and what doesn't. That helps you evolve as a person. You get to make like a supernova of skill or talent or whatever it is. I've always wanted to go to college. I just feel like that's my destiny. My name is Queen, and I am your dividend.
We have Ashley DeVrin here to preview Cal Poly Athletics as the Big West Tournament approaches.
Yes, it's going to be a very exciting weekend coming up. Let's start with basketball. Men's basketball held a dunk contest after the scrimmage that they had last weekend. The contest featured 2 high flyers, junior forward Joel Awich and senior wing Michael Bolden. Awich kicked things off with a textbook backward slam and finishing strong with a 360 spin to the rack. But in walks Michael Bolden, who strung together a series of not 1, not 2, but 3 brutal dunks. Awich comes in with his dunk and wins the contest.
I like the fact that our team won. The
The Mustangs won today, green versus gold, and the green team had Malik Love running point. He did a great job of controlling the tempo.
Dunk of the night, however, goes to head coach Joe Calero for the slam. Guess I know where Joel and Michael learned their moves. The Cal Poly men's soccer team fell to Sacramento State with a score of 2-1 on Wednesday night in Spanos Stadium. Sophomore John Chronopoulos notched his second goal of the season in the 54th minute off a corner kick by Chase Minter. The Hornets, however, tied the game in the 78th minute and then went ahead in the 84th minute, and the Mustangs couldn't come up with another goal. Junior goalkeeper Wade Hamilton chalked up 5 saves in the night and has moved his conference leading total to 88 saves.
There's a lot of interchange in the back line, switching players in and out, so I think maybe our rhythm broke a little bit because of the back line switching. But
looking forward, the big rivalry game is coming up in only a few days. The highly anticipated blue-green rivalry game against Santa Barbara will be on Sunday. Last season's rivalry game resulted in a 1-1 tie in double overtime. After the loss against Sac State earlier this week, the men's soccer team is currently at 3-3-2 in Big West play. Last weekend, the Mustangs tied the Gauchos 2-2 in double overtime.
The one thing I can say about our guys is they love the crowd. And I think, you look at a game like Santa Barbara away last Saturday night, whether you're away or not, the guys are up for that type of a game because of the environment, because of the electricity, the atmosphere, and obviously we're going to have a rockin' house on Sunday afternoon.
The blue-green rivalry game is at 5 o'clock at Spanos Stadium. We can't miss that. Then the Mustangs will travel to UC Davis on Wednesday.
Looks like it will be a competitive match this weekend. Coming up after the break, find out how Cal Poly students are celebrating the Giants World Series.
One Cal Poly professor is going cuckoo over his Cocoa creations. Coming up.
Leah.
A single ember that escapes from a wildfire can travel more than a mile. That single ember can ignite and destroy your home or even your community. You can't control where the ember will land, only what happens when it does. Get Fire Adapted now at fireadapted.org.
Hart, what's going on? I'm leaving. Why? What did I do? Not enough. You constantly ignore me. You barely eat anything healthy. You're half as active as you used to be. The pressure is just too much. I quit. Okay, I get it. I'll do better. Just, please, don't leave. Okay, but remember, if I go, you go.
Listen to your heart. Don't let it quit on you. Uncontrolled high blood pressure could lead to stroke, heart attack, or death. Get yours to a healthy range before it's too late.
You guys going to my party on Friday?
Yeah, dude. It's going to be crazy.
All right.
What's up, dude?
I'm loving your jacket. Don't be such a fag.
If you don't mean it, why say it? Words hurt. Think before you speak.
Separate raw meats from other foods by using different cutting boards. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
And it's time to take a look at Pollywood.
Yeah, let's see what Dylan Payne has for us today. Apparently he has a good chocolate story.
Let's see.
Yes, we do. But you know what? Let's start out with a whole different story altogether. The Name Your Mustang contest is coming to an end. Hundreds of students have submitted entries to give our new live Mustang mascot a name. The Mustang program was created to promote school spirit and pride in our university. And the introduction of the live mascot aims to do just that.
This naming contest is really about trying to give our Mustang a name for its public face. We'll always have a barn name, a name that we use in writing programs and for day-to-day work, but we want this horse to represent Cal Poly and the best that we can be. It's a name that represents who we are.
The winner will be announced this upcoming Saturday at the homecoming game, and will get the opportunity to accompany President Armstrong on a sunset trail ride around Poly Canyon with the newly named Mustang. And the public will soon have a chance to see the future of Cal Poly. There will be a Future Scape City Tour next Monday, November 3rd, and Tuesday, November 4th. The tours are from 10:10 a.m. to noon, and another from 2:20 to 4 p.m. in Building 7. This is a chance to get a glimpse of Cal Poly's urban future. And Cal Poly's Society of Women Engineers Tech Team placed 3rd in the nation last weekend at Disneyland. Team Tech is a multidisciplinary group project that students work on all year. One of the group's main sponsors is Walt Disney Imagineering. Disney donated $10,000 to the group to pay for tools. The group competed against other clubs from other universities to see who could make the best sub-navigating system for ride vehicles at the theme park. Team Tech presented their engineering process and team structure. Best of all, they were given the opportunity to test their system on one of the rides at Disneyland.
We went there at like 11 p.m. and stayed there up until like 5 a.m. to do testing, and that was with their operational crew and maintenance crew, and we actually got to test our system on the ride. We actually even got to ride the ride before everybody else, like as a group. It was really fun.
This is the 15th year that the Society of Women Engineers has placed in the top 3. And Giants fans from all over San Luis Obispo are celebrating the Game 7 win last night of the World Series. Downtown areas such as Creaky Tiki, Mother's Tavern, Firestone, and even the University Union live streamed the game for diehard fans. A 2012 statistic shows that 30% of Cal Poly students are from the Bay Area. Natalie Bruner from San Francisco expressed her excitement last night after Bumgardner's final pitch.
I just sprinted from lacrosse practice and I was checking every water break. What was the score, Siri? I just can't believe it right now. I'm so excited.
This is the Giants' 3rd World Series win in the past 5 years. And that's all we have for Pollywood on this Halloween week. Back to Lolly and Mariah at the news desk.
Ganache is a mixture of chocolate and cream that is used in truffles.
We go to reporter Dylan Payne to find out how one chocolate owner uses this in his shop.
It's delicious. It makes you happy. How can you be sad when you eat chocolate? You can't. That's the answer.
Beatrice Lunde, a graduate student, currently works at Professor Tom Newhouse's local chocolate shop called Mama Ganache.
So basically in the chocolate world, you have those who manufacture and those who melt, and they've been traditionally kept separate. Now we're beginning slowly a revolution where people are starting to make their own chocolate.
Although Beatrice worked for Cal Poly Chocolates when she was an undergraduate, she learned another side of chocolate making from working at Mama Ganache.
Cal Poly, it was more of stressful and sometimes like making sure orders got out and making sure we had the product all. But here I've learned a lot more on how to make different products and candy making and things like that.
The shop makes chocolate that stands out above store-bought brands.
Ganache is not like that. Ganache, because it's 40% cream, has a pretty high moisture content. You put it in your mouth, it melts into a sauce.
Making chocolate isn't the only thing that happens while working there.
Eating the rejects is the best. So, like, the peanut butter cups, the sides were too thin, so they smushed when I packaged them, and so we can't sell it. So now it's a reject.
Dylan Payne, Mustang News.
If you want to indulge in these chocolate treats, you can find Mama Ganache located on 1445 Monterey Street.
That wraps up today's segment of Mustang News.
Now we leave you with footage from the Alternative Process Photography exhibit in the University Art Gallery. Thanks for watching.